Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here, continuing to cook up this NBA action, man. Y'all know we do here on the Jam Session. We cook up every single game, every single day, man. We got two games lined up today, two starts of series. We got Cleveland in Boston, and we got my favorite team, the Dallas Mavericks, out on the road facing my favorite money-making team, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Buddies, man, that's going to be a hell of a series. I'm going to break it down and let you guys know my thoughts in both here in just a second. Yesterday, I lost both games, man. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. Look, I took Pacers money line yesterday. I felt like it was the right play. Even after the loss, I felt like it was the right play. Honestly, man, I do this every single day. Y'all know I show up on the Jam Session every single day. I rarely cry. You cannot call that illegal screen there, man. You know, one possession ball game, under a minute, back and forth style basketball game. That's the same screen they set all year in the NBA. So to call that there was disgusting, bro. It was disgusting. That's just my opinion. Shout out to the Knicks, though. Shout out to the Knicks. I'm not a Knicks hater. I love Jalen Brunson. I'm Mr. Jalen Brunson before everybody else was. Did y'all forget, man? He was on my Mavs, and I was really the main one building my guy up. So I know what Jalen Brunson is about. It's not really so much him, though. It's everybody around him, even though he continues to drop 40 burgers. Shout out to Brunson. Shout out to the Knicks. They take a 1-0 lead. My battle is with the officiating in that, man. You cannot call that a legal screen there. It didn't look illegal to me. It really didn't. It really didn't look like the same screen I've seen every big set all season long in the NBA. Me personally. Game 2 in a couple days, man. We'll see how that one shakes out between the Knicks and the Pacers. And then the last one, man, was the play of the day. I had the Denver Chicken Nuggets, and they didn't have it. They got their doors blown off, taken behind the woodshed from the start of that basketball game, man. Shout out to the Minnesota T-Wolves, bro. They're that damn good. And the thing is defensively where they're really, really good. And they showed how good they were last night, even without the Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert. Shout out to the T-Wolves, man. The Nuggets are in real, real, real trouble now. 0-2 heading to Minnesota, man. Do we need to bring the brooms out? I don't know, man. I don't know, man. The defending champs aren't looking quite the same. For them to lose back-to-back in Denver where they go stupid, dummy, crazy, it's crazy to me. But it happened, man. It's the NBA playoffs. That's why we love it. Year to year, teams evolve, teams get better, teams fall off. That's why we play the games, man. Money making Tuesday. Look, I appreciate each and every one of you boys and girls that continue to tune in and watch this video. If you appreciate the content that I do, all I ask is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Twitter all day long. There's a link for that in the description below. And, of course, I have premium plays over at the site. Hey, without further ado, man, let's bounce back tonight. Money making Tuesday. Without further ado, man, let's hop right into tonight's NBA action. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get her done. First game up, we got the Cleveland Cavaliers out on the road facing the Boston Celtics, man. Celtics, sizable home favorites here. Celtics favored by double digits, laying 11.5. Look, I have said all season long I believe the Boston Celtics are the best team in the NBA. I've been consistent with that. At the very beginning of the season, I showed you guys my futures ticket, which is on the Boston Celtics. I think I got 4-1 or 5-1. I haven't looked at it in a while. But that's who I placed to in the NBA Finals at the beginning of the season. I had liked all the trades that the guys had acquired over the offseason. Drew Holiday, Porzingis, getting rid of guys like Marcus Smart. I thought they were really trying to put the pedal to the metal and win this season. And we saw that translate into the regular season as the Boston Celtics won more games than anybody this season. They had the best record in the NBA. And they were also a decent ATS team, as you can see on your screen, 45, 37, and 5. To be the Celtics, a team that's always overvalued, a team with as much history as them, a team that's as public as they are, to be laying the style numbers they were laying a lot of the time this season. That's a great ATS record, 45-37-5. Um, we saw them dominate last playoff series. Granted, the Miami Heat were banged up. No Jimmy Butler and Rozier for the Miami Heat. And they did end up losing one game to the Heat. Wasn't surprised to see that happen, though. Honestly, me personally, the Heat had been the thorn in the side of Boston over the last, decade when you just look at the history between those two teams. So wasn't surprised at all to see Miami steal a game. But other than that, Boston dominated that series. Cleveland, they come into this series after a long 7-game series with the Orlando Magic, man. 7 games, a war. Every game was, a battle, is what I will say. The home team dominated it. Every home team won in that series, and that kind of gives me concern here. We've seen the Cavs look, not good on the road all season long, and then we've seen the Cavs not look good just last round that they just played on the road. And we know, as much as we love the Magic here on this program, as much money as the Magic made us this season, they are far and away not the Boston Celtics. Boston is head and shoulders better than the Orlando Magic, man. And I thought defensively is where the Magic really caused Cleveland a lot of issues. And I think Boston is in that same airspace of defensive intensity and skill level as the Orlando Magic. So I think the Boston Celtics are going to cause Cleveland those same defensive struggles. On the flip side, Boston is not going to have those offensive struggles that Orlando had. You know what I mean? Boston has real offensive guys that can get their own bucket, get their own shot. Everybody liable to go for 30, including Derek White, Drew Holiday, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. You know what I mean? Al Horford even, give you a crazy game in the playoffs if you know these Boston Celtics. So Boston well rested, waiting at home at the crib for Cleveland. Cleveland coming off the long 7-game series really didn't get the rest either as they played, when they played? Sunday. So, just 2 days later, they're in their next series on the road, hostile environment, haven't played well on the road in this postseason. We look back at how these two teams played in the regular season. Boston won this regular season series 2-1. Cleveland did win the last game 105-104, so this is a revenge game at home at the crib for the Boston Celtics. The 2 games in Boston, Boston won 116-107 on the 14th of December, and they won 120-113 on the 12th of December. So it looked like that was a home and home. Or not a home and home, but a double home situation they played there. I'm not really looking too much at that regular season. I'm looking at who these teams are currently, and I just broke it down for you why I believe the Boston Celtics should and will kick the crap out of the Cavs tonight. I would lay the points. All right, in our next game up, man, we got my favorite team, the Dallas Mavericks, out on the road facing the Oklahoma City Thunder buddies. Thunder, home favorites in this thing, laying 3.5. I'm going to shoot it 100% straight to y'all. You can take it or leave it. I know a lot of you are going to call me a homer, a fan anyway, so let me just tell you guys how I see this thing playing out. I think the Mavs are the better team. I think the Mavs win this series is how I see this thing shaping out. I think the best player in this series is Luka Doncic. I think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is number 2. Then number 3 is Kyrie Irving. I think Dallas has the more top-end talent. I think Dallas collectively is the better team with the more experience. We've seen Luka go on a Western Conference run as the main guy. We've seen Kyrie play in arguably the biggest NBA Finals of this generation and hit the shot in that Finals in 2016, Warriors-Cavs. So I trust the Mavs in their experience here. The Thunder, they're still a young team, very inexperienced. Shai being the main guy, this is his first real playoff trip. Jalen Williams' first real playoff trip. They did look really good in the first round against the Pelicans, but we got to call a spade a spade. That Pelicans team is not the same team without Zion Williamson. We've said that for the last couple seasons. When the Pelicans are healthy, when McCollum, Ingram, and Zion plays, the numbers suggest they're one of the best teams in the NBA. That's the numbers. But when they're banged up, when one of those guys are out, just one, They can never seem to put it together. The Thunder are a really, 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 really good basketball team. I'm taking nothing from them. They're the number one seed in the Western Conference for a reason. They won the second most games this season. The only team that won more games this year than them is the Boston Celtics. We have been on the Oklahoma City Thunder buddies here on the Jam Session over the last couple seasons. I love the Thunder. But I promise you, unbiasedly, I believe the Mavs are the better team. I think physically the Mavs are going to cause the Thunder some problems in this series. I think defensively the Mavs are really, really good. They've been one of the best defensive teams since the trade deadline. Regular season, we can't really take much from it between these two teams. Here's why. They played 4 times. Thunder did win the season series 3-1, but context matters. Let's start with the very last game of the season. The Mavs didn't play anybody. Short, sweet, simple. The Thunder were playing for the number 1 seed. They needed a win there. The Mavs sat everybody. So that one, it doesn't count. The first one was pre-trade. The Mavs were starting Grant Williams in that game, and Seth Curry played extensive minutes for the Mavs in that game. And Kyrie did not play in that game. Can't really take much from that one. The third meeting, the Mavs end up losing that game in Oklahoma City. Luka Doncic did not play in that game. Kyrie played really well in that game. Thunder end up winning. They failed to cover. I remember I took the Thunder in that game. They did not cover. They did win, though. Again, Luka did not play in Game 3, so it's kind of in that Game 3 in the regular season, so it's kind of hard to take anything from that game. There was only one game this season where these two teams were fully healthy, the current teams that they have now, and they played each other. The Mavs blew the doors off the Thunder in that game. They beat them by 30 in that basketball game. The thing is, I'm not really taking much from that game either. Being completely unbiased, I'm not taking anything from that game either. Reason being, that was the first game post-trade. That was the first game the Mavs had Gafford and P.J. Washington on the team. There was no way for the Thunder to know what the Mavs were going to throw at them with those trades. Hell, I had no idea what the Mavs were going to be post that trade. I don't even think the Mavs knew what they were going to be, man. So, the morale was just high at that moment for the Mavs. You can't really take too much from that game. So, looking at the complete regular season matchups between these two teams, you almost got to throw it out the window. The whole series in the regular season, you almost got to throw it out the window. Look, I know I'm yapping, but I'm trying to talk to y'all and give y'all exactly how I'm feeling. Here's the thing. This game tonight makes me really, really nervous. And in all honesty, if y'all want me to be 100, just shoot it 100 to y'all. I do not want to bet against my Mavs. I do not want to do it. Remember, the Mavs are the best road team in the NBA. There's no team in the NBA that covers the more road numbers than the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas this season, away from home, was 29-15 against the number. Overall this season, the Mavs were the second best ATS team in the NBA. The Oklahoma City was the third best ATS team in the NBA. We know the Thunder at home this season, they were really good. They were the third best home ATS team in the NBA as they were 28-15 against the number at home this season. It makes it really, really tough. Look, I almost feel like the Thunder have to win this game tonight. I feel like the Thunder have to win this game tonight. If the Thunder lose this game tonight, the Mavs might win the series in 5. I think this is a must-win game for the Thunder to establish momentum in the series. If I were to 100% unbiasedly pick a side in this game, the right side is the Oklahoma City Thunder buddies laying the 3.5. I said it. My favorite money-making team. They have to come out here and ball in game 1. Because if they get punched in the mouth by a Mavs team who balls on the road and has looked good at home recently, series might be over fairly quickly. It might be over fairly quickly. It might look like that Minnesota series. You know what I mean? So, am I betting Thunder tonight? I don't know. I still don't know as I sit here right now today. There's a great chance I'm going to bet my Mavs later on tonight. There's a great chance I'm going to do it because I am a fan. But my team is really, really good, and I think my team is going to the NBA Finals. I think they are the better team in this series. I'm saying all this unbiasedly. But if there was a game where I felt like was a must win, I feel like game one for the Thunder is a must win. They cannot let the Mavs steal home court advantage in game one. So in my deep down stomach, I feel like Thunder is the right play. I don't know if I'm betting it though. I want my Mavs to win this game wholeheartedly. So it puts me in a really tough spot. If I end up betting the Mavs, I'll tweet out to y'all on Twitter and let y'all know. So hopefully you were able to take something from everything I just said here. It's a tough series, man, between my favorite money-making team and my actual favorite team, who I think is going to the NBA Finals. I think the Mavs win the series. That's really where I put most of my money. The Mavs to win the series. Game one is almost a must-win for Oklahoma City. It's probably the only game I will be on Oklahoma City for the remainder of the series. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be on my Mavs. It's just how I see it. So, in our last and final game of the night, small lean on the Oklahoma City Thunder buddies. But y'all know deep down I really, really, really want to bet my Mavs. And that's going to conclude this episode of my NBA Jam Session. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you boys and girls that continue to tune in and watch this video. If you appreciate the content that I do, all I ask is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Twitter and Instagram all day long. There's a link for that in the description below. And of course, I have premium plays over at the site. Money Making Tuesday, Bounce Back Tuesday. Let's get right today, man. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs. See y'all soon. I'm out of here.